Hi everyone, so I'm back to share with you how I choose my papers to make a journal. Now typically I make most of my journals like a one signature journal. They're typically traveller's notebook size, but I do other sizes. But just picking my papers, I'm just going to show you how I do it. Now I use a lot of digitals, obviously for my main pages is what I call my main pages. If you don't use digitals, then you just use scrapbooking paper, or if you like typically do proper junk journals, then use magazine pages, book pages, leaflets, anything that you've got, junk mail, all that kind of stuff. You can use that instead of scrapbooking paper or digital paper. So making a traveller's notebook size journal, and I normally pick out 3 main focal pages. This just so happens to be Butterflies in Blue from ARTYmaze, and I haven't coffee dyed them or anything yet. I've got a laser printer, so when I print these out I just flip them over. I've got a jar that sits right there and it's got coffee water in it, and I brush the backs of it, and obviously when I do that I'll do that sheet, and then I'll do that sheet, and I will then lay that one on top of that one like so, and then that one I'll go like that, and so on and so forth. So I don't coffee dye them and then stick it down all flat like that. Excuse me. So I do that, and then I've got a couple of big heaters in my shed. So I put a piece of paper down and I lay them over the top of it, and it dries really quickly. If I'm not in a rush for it or anything, I will do that and I'll just leave it on the side overnight, and it's dry by the next day. So I've picked out these 3, like I just said. You pick out what you like from your stash. Then I've got 2 printables here. They are freebies from the Old Design Shop, and they're just like French receipts. And again, I coffee brush the backs of them. I rarely use digital paper where there's nothing on the back. I don't often like print on the reverse. So that's them. Then I just pick a bundle of coffee dyed papers. Some of you will just find this totally boring, but there is a lot of people out there that just might find this useful, and because I've been asked, that's why I'm doing it. So I've got, what is it, 6 sheets here of these are just plain copy paper. I think it's 90 GSM. I have no idea what that is in pounds. I know there's a conversion chart online, but here in the UK we deal in GSM weight. So I've got 6 of them. I've got a lined paper. I've also got an Edith Holden. Sometimes I will use 2 of them, but for this one I'm just going to use 1. I've got 2 book pages. These will be coffee dyed. I never coffee dye the Edith Holden because I think the papers are, they look aged enough as they are. So I'll coffee dye them, and I coffee dye 2 pages of dictionary, and I may throw in a couple of paper bags. Now with all that you're looking at 3, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 pages folded in half. Let me work that out. I'm crap at maths. So that's 13, 26, 52. That's 52 sides, front and back, right? I haven't got my maths head on today. So that's 52 pages front and back. And you can add doilies, you can add lots of other things if you wish to. Tags, envelopes, paper bags, other paper bags, like the block bottom ones. Cut the block bit off the bottom and fold that in half, and then you've got a nice gusseted bag. But this is what I'm going to be working on next, I think. So these bits I already had all printed out. That's why I'm just showing you this, because I did, like I said, I have been asked numerous times, and there is lots of other people that have done this as well, but I thought I'm going to actually start, because sometimes I just link other people. I'm going to actually start doing this myself, because I've been doing this a long time, and just sharing my little quirks and stuff with you. So there you go. If you've got any questions about this, just ask. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do like a series on, I'm going to make this whole journal and show you what to do, because all my journals are, you know, there is little things that get added that I haven't done before and all that kind of stuff. I do what's comfortable for me, and you should do the same. I know I see a lot of people talking about, oh, I've watched too many videos and I can't do anything, I can't focus, because what you've done is, and don't get me wrong, it's great watching other people's videos, because we do learn so much from it, but sometimes you can overwhelm yourself with the ideas because you want to try maybe 2 or 3 different things that you've seen in each video, and then when you start to do a journal, it can like go whoosh right over your head. It's too much, and it can stress, you know, some people do get stressed out over, you know, wanting to do too much in the one thing. So I think when you've got all these ideas and things that you want to try doing them individually without actually having to be sitting there with a journal. So if you see something, think, all right, I'm going to make a few of them and set them to one side, and then you see something else by someone else, try a few of them, and then once you've got a collection of all that stuff, then throw it into a journal. That way you're not making a journal and stressing out about what you're going to do, like what embellishments you're going to add, all that kind of stuff. Just take everything in your own time, because I am seeing that a lot with people, and a lot of people as well are saying things like, oh, I don't think my journals are as good as what I'm seeing on certain groups and things like that. You know what, it's each person does what they feel comfortable doing. A lot of people have been doing it a long time. They've found their comfort zone. Even though they do try new things, they've still got their basis of their journals. They've got you know, they've got the structure there, the spine is there for their journal. I don't mean that like the binding or anything, but I just mean the spine is there, and then they will grow out from that in the natural way that they feel comfortable making their journal. So don't overthink it. Do little bits, try all these little projects without having to make a journal at the same time, and then I don't think you'll be overwhelmed, because I sit sometimes and I can't be bothered to make a journal, so I just sit and make up embellishments and pockets, and then they're already there for me when I do actually think, right, I'm ready to make a journal. Of course it's a learning curve when you're making a journal, especially if you've never made one before, and most of us have crafted before we've made journals, and we all had a favourite specific craft that we done. I used to love making tags. Tags were my thing. I used to love making like fancy tags and very embellished tags, and not the kind of tags that you could throw in a journal. Some of mine were so dimensional that they were more like ornamental. So that's what I used to do. That was my favourite thing. But I learned a lot through making them tags. I learned a lot about focal points and designs and colour schemes and stamping and inks and all sorts of stuff. So if you remember your basics as well, try not to overwhelm yourself, do little projects, put them into your journal. That's just my advice. So if you have any other questions on that, then just fire away and ask me, and I will try my best to answer you as best as I can, because I'm not an expert. I just know what I know. So thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.